trouble finding it on Friday. I found the link to the channel. So there's going to be a new session that's starting. Is that right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep, we should see it go live in just a moment.
Okay.
There it is.
Yay.
So Cyndy, I'll do that introduction piece right at the beginning, like right at 8 o'clock.
Sure. And I have it already in my website of my materials to thank you there and to say anything, but also it's great. So just you start it. And I don't know why my screen, are you seeing my using Wakelet?
Not yet.
No.
Probably because I haven't clicked share yet.
Oh.
Oh, it's not letting me. Open system preferences? What the heck?
Cyndy, the first time that you share on Zoom, you might need to approve something.
And I don't know what to approve now that we're doing all this together. I've never shared with Zoom. I always have WebEx and Google Meet.
Right. Are you on a Windows or a Mac?
Mac.
Okay, it should walk you right through exactly what you need to do in system preferences.
Oh,
I've never
it's behind. It's behind what I need. Yeah.
And then if you have system audio, there's a little tick box at the bottom corner that says also share, like if you're playing a video.
Okay. So you should be able to see, I checked Zoom. Now it said to stop it and start again.
Yep, so just stop your screen share within Zoom, and then when you start again, it should work.
Okay. This is why you get paid the big bucks, right?
For this all volunteer event.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm clicking it. And it still won't take it. That's so weird. Wait, I'm gonna leave and come back, or security.
Cyndy, I'm going to let you try to figure that out, and then I'll everybody. Good morning, everybody. It is the top of the hour, 8 a.m. I feel like a radio DJ here. This is so much fun. It's the top of the hour at 8 a.m. I hope your drive to work was good today. It was a successful commute. You didn't bang your knee on the coffee table on the way in, and hopefully there wasn't a lot of traffic at our house. We've only got one bathroom, so sometimes there is a little bit of a jam in the morning, but so far so good today. We are just working out a few different things as we get started. We want to welcome you to day 2 of the Minnesota Distance Learning Summit, a program of professional learning that was put together in 14 days by a group of volunteers to share some of the great things that we have had people sign up to share. And so we're super excited for day 2. You can go ahead and take Jeff's lead and pop a good morning into the chat. A couple things about these sessions is there's right now there's 55 people online. So if everybody unmuted and said hello, that would be total chaos. And so use the chat to say hello to everybody. The chat has been really great and a lively place for people to post questions. All sessions are moderated. Christy, why don't you wave? Christy's our moderator for this session. The funny thing is on this screen over here, you can't see that I'm pointing at 2 different screens, but at this screen over here is the YouTube live session, which is on a little bit of a lag. And so I'm looking at myself talking in 30 seconds in the past. I have to stop that. It's very confusing. Wow, that was too much. All right, so Christy, why don't you pop on and say hello and introduce yourself as the moderator.
I lost my, there we go. Okay, hi. So I'm Christy Barclay. I am a media specialist in Burnsville, and I'm moderating this session this morning about Wakelet with Cyndy Harrison. Couple things before we get started. If you're like if your video lags or if you lose your audio or whatever, please do switch over to that YouTube live link. We are on a very tight schedule here, just in terms of the room availability and Zoom. So we have to stop promptly at 8:45. If it looks like there's a lot of conversation happening, I can open a Google Meet link that will be available after that, kind of on a as needed basis. But we are going to hard stop at 8:45 today. I'm going to be monitoring the chat in both our Zoom meeting and in our YouTube live. So I'll forward questions to Cyndy as we go. I know we were having some technical stuff happening at the beginning. Are we good there? We ready to go? I have no audio here.
Oh, of course not.
There we go. Okay, Cyndy, I can
Do you
see.
hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, we're good.
Go ahead. That's what, when you're having sessions, when you have your principal walkthrough, your technology quits working. And that's where we have right now. I do have the website. I'm actually going to be logging in on, like I said, a different computer. I don't know why. I can watch on Mac. It says I'm screen sharing.
Yeah, we can see your screen
Yep.
now.
Oh, you do? Oh,
Yep,
perfect.
we
Life
sure
is
do.
great. Which one do you see? Where
Now
it
we
says
see the
launch?
little grid.
Oh, you see that one. Okay, wait, then I'll move. I'll switch screens with that. So best laid plans, right? Now, do you see a website where it says using Wakelet?
Yeah, we're good.
Yay! Welcome to Monday morning. Great. All right. So as you can see, thank you so much to Sean.
Good morning, everybody. I'm gonna stop talking now and let Cyndy take over. Thank you again for being here on Monday morning. You are awesome.
Great. Do y'all hear me now?
Yes.
Perfect. And you see using Wakelet for collaboration and 3 little tweet birds.
Yes.
Perfect. So glad to have all of y'all here this morning, bright and early. Way to start. Like I said earlier, it's so wonderful to have this availability to do this summit, and Sean and Dave and just such a host of wonderful educators came together to put this on. So I want to thank everyone. I want to thank all of y'all for being here, and I definitely want to thank Christy for moderating and handling everything, especially with my technical difficulties this morning. So again, welcome. I'm glad y'all are all here. The first thing is first here is you need to go to Twitter. Let me know a Monday morning message. You get your choice. We're all about choice. So choose one of the prompts and answer it, but you do need to say Monday morning message. So go to Twitter, say what you want to be learning today. It can be for this session. It can be for another session that you're looking forward to learning, or the best advice you received as a teacher. And I had to put this one in, what you know now that you wish you knew 3 months ago. So you go to Twitter and let me know your Monday morning message.
Okay, what if you don't have Twitter?
If you don't have Twitter, thank you so much, Christy. Again, this is why you're getting paid the big bucks. You can add it to the chat box because we want to hear what you're doing, what's going on, what's in that mind of yours this morning. And I know it's Star Wars Day, so we hope we need to all get our inner force to get through today. Yay!
Okay,
with Star Trek.
Okay.
Star Trek. I love it. I love it.
Okay, where is that chat box?
Oh, thank you for asking. At the very there's a little area to like a text box, chat box. It has a like a speaker bubble.
I don't see that. I
Um,
don't see the chat box.
It's a little, it looks like a little chat bubble, like in a comic. If you hover at the very bottom of your screen.
Chat bubble. I don't know. I don't see that.
That's
Maxine,
okay.
yep, we're gonna, you get to play along if you can find it. If you can't, it's all right, because
It's
there's
okay.
66 people here that will help play along as
Yes.
well.
I-
So
yes.
don't worry. you can just sit back and relax and enjoy. And then eventually you'll find that chat box and it'll be awesome.
That could be the one thing you want to learn now, what you want to know 3 months ago. Thank you for being a part of this. So many new things that all the educators have had to go through the last 60 days, or how many ever long days it's been. We're getting some great comments in the chat. Very, very nice to see. Oh, we have Lorna here that has already been using Wakelet as their homepage. So good. We can switch off, and feel free to share, continue to share that, Lorna. Lorna, any advice you have? I'm brand new to it. Just a few months ago, I just fell in love with it. So I thought, you know, what the heck, let's present about something. So, but I just believe in this product so much that I think it's going to be great. All right, well, as those continue to come in, I want to continue to move on. My name is Cyndy Harrison, and I am with Sourcewell Technology, and I'm from Texas. I don't have that on here, but apparently people hear my accent. I taught I was a U.S. history teacher in a one-to-one environment in 2008. I literally went from using a chalkboard, to going one-to-one with Dell device laptops. This was prior to, you know, iPads. So we had to make a shift very quickly as well. I love National History Day. I watched the awards live yesterday, and I'm currently trying to get my ISTE certification so we can train others to be ISTE certified. So in the session overview, you can just see that, you know, this is an introduction to Wakelet. We're going to be talking about how to get organized and collaborating. And then we're going to be joining into a Wakelet a little bit later. You can see the learning outcomes that I have set forth for all of you, that we will create your own Wakelet today. So except Lorna already has one, and maybe some of you do as well. But if you don't, we're going to walk through creating it. So if you do not have a Wakelet account now, go ahead and navigate over to wakelet.com and set yourself up. We're going to show curation of information, and as well as collaboration on Wakelet. We already talked about the expectation and norms, so I am going through these very quickly. To keep your audio muted, use the chat feature to ask a question or raise your hand, and then our wonderful moderator, Christy, can maybe let you speak if you have a question that you want to do that, and participate. Just be able to be a part of this in one way or another. And I had to be funny since it was Monday morning. You know, if your video's off, I'm assuming you're still in your pajamas, which some of us, that's one good thing that about being remote. So go ahead. You can catch the Wakelet. The other thing I do want to go ahead, and I'm actually going to navigate over. You know what? I'm going to go back to very quickly and just show that this is a website. This is the link that you have a part of, and that you can have other additional resources right here as well. All right, so I am on my Wakelet page, and you can, I know if some of you are just starting, that's okay. You can, you are able to add a profile picture and a cover photo, very similar to Facebook. I'm gonna go ahead and navigate over and show you various collections. And I'm going to walk through. I do have on the resource page of the website that I put in a slide presentation of the different steps. So if I do get going a little fast, you can refer back to those as well. I made it with screenshots so you can have that at your disposal. Like I said, if I move a little too quickly, and I will try to slow down. I have a tendency to go anything quick. Christy, do you know, was there anything specifically questions that you noticed that I need to be addressing?
Not yet. Someone was just
Okay.
asking about recordings and that kind of thing. So we're good.
Perfect. Awesome. You are doing a fantastic job. All right, so you can see, and we're going to be going through this a little bit more closely, the different areas on the home page. So I'm going to go ahead. I started one just with one item just to kind of get me a head start on what we can do to walk through. I didn't even, you know what, actually, I'm going to edit. So like you, if you've had a Wakelet, if you're just starting out, I'm going to go ahead and you can add a cover image. And you can select your own image that you have, or you can choose from their library of Unsplash, which are appropriate for school and business use. And so you can use all kinds of different things. So we're going to be collaborating today. And this kind of maybe get an idea of collaboration. So I'll just click on this one. And we have that.
Sorry, could you take a second to just copy and paste your URL into the chat here?
Oh, sure.
I can't get to that.
That's okay. And I have it already highlighted. And I will put it in the chat right here. There you go. It's also on the page in the on the Distance Learning Summit on the presenter page that's offered there too. So we could go back that, and then maybe we can add this again throughout. You know, there's actually one other. Oh, see, I have all this extra stuff right here. I did have I was wanting to know who was all here. And I'm going to put that in here too. Just one of those, tell me a little bit about yourself. I usually have it at the beginning, and since I was having technical problems, I didn't put it in there. So what I see that the website, is it not published? I published. We'll work on that as well. Thanks for letting me know on that one. Did I not? It should be published. We'll work on that one. Let me go ahead and go back. Let me know when you get that. How about a general definition of what a Wakelet is? Thank you, Lisa. What a great question. Yeah, so a Wakelet is a curation tool that you can curate ideas, and as we you can bring everything in. So if you have any items in Google Drive, if you have images, if you want to collect a website, you have it. So just think of it as just a very robust curation tool. Is the main aspect of what the Wakelet is. Did I just maybe not get the full link of that? Is that working now? Christy, I saw that my link is not working.
Yeah, I will try again. I wasn't able to get in either. I got a 404. I think if you just go ahead with the demo piece,
and then we'll put that in there. Perfect. Yes.
So if you will be on this screen for a second, I'll just write down the information and I'll do it myself. So yeah, you go ahead with your demo.
But it's right here.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, you have it. Okay, good. All right. So I've added my cover image. You then have an opportunity to add a background image. So I am going to choose from the library. And then I'm going to say Minnesota. I know we have people from other places. That's why I put the form in there. And I want to look around and see, what do I want to indicate as my background image. I want to just go with nature here. It was a beautiful weekend. But you can see you have a multitude of choices. You can add just about anything. So this is going to be write a description for our collection. So a gathering of amazing educators sharing their thoughts and resources. All right. So if I scroll down, I have already added this one website. I'm going to go ahead and grab another one. Maybe, let's see, I'm going to have this article on summative distance learning. Copy. So if you gather a website, the beauty of this is you're going to click this plus sign. Now, once you do that, you can see the different choices of information that you can bring in. So if I want to just paste a URL, I can click Command B, put that in there. And now I have added this article that I found on Edutopia. So then you can the beauty too is you can add text. So say for instance, I'm going to now click on add text and I can say Minnesota Summit. Distance Learning Summit. And I want to make this my headline. So I can click headline 2 and then click done. I can put additional information in under this. I've had this Minnesota Summit here. I can now include tweets. For it. So you can go to Twitter. So we can look up by search by hashtag MNDL Summit. And I can click add. So you see all of the different, for the past 2 weeks, well, here they're collecting 50 of them. And then we can choose which ones we want to bring in. So the different ones that we have, and then you can select add. And then now you have brought in tweets to support the summit. So we have information with the summit. And then you can add. The best part is you can go in between. I love how they have where you go, well, maybe I want to talk about from somebody else, or I want to add a YouTube video here. And we're having a Manic Monday. So I can do Manic Monday. Select from, I want to hear the Bengals. So I'm going to click right there and add. So do we have any specific questions?
Cyndy, 2 things. One, Michelle, it looks like, was asking what would be a purpose of organizing this information, and related to that, how do people use Wakelet in education? Like, is it student facing? Is it parent facing? Is it more for storage for a teacher to use? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. Okay. So what I'm going to do on how a teacher can be using it, I'm going to go ahead and let's go ahead and click done for this one. So now you know how to go it. And it's actually then go to some of my own sessions. So what we can have here is I have been adding resources for science teachers to help them get some science podcasts. So I have, as you can see, this is a compilation of resources from podcasts to lesson ideas to share with educators in a professional learning session. You can see that I have it listed all right here. The other way is to provide a lesson on information on what you want to do. So let's see. So you can have lessons about how to use Google My Map, for instance. And so this is various ways. One of my favorite ways lately is just to collect my own learning. So as you're going through all of your professional learning, you need 25 hours. You can resource it that way. So you can have it for lessons as student facing. You can curate items for your own benefit on what you want to do. Did that help answer that question?
I think that covered that really nicely.
Perfect. No, that's the beauty of this. It's just that it is so versatile to have that. available. So let me go ahead and oh, the other thing back to back into the collection that I want to go to. So you can come back to edit. Wakelet, which was wonderful. And one beauty thing I just love about Wakelet is they're constantly improving and constantly getting input from educators on what to do and how to help in the classroom. So one thing, what they just made a Mac save. I used to have to always click save after each area, but now it automatically saves, but you do have to come back in, like I said, and edit. So now, do I want to enable a copy? So if you are now wanting to share your information, I have now added that. But right now, even though I've said you can share, I still have it listed as private up in the upper right-hand corner. So I want to choose, do I want to have it unlisted, where I can give you the specific link, but it would still be found if someone could possibly find it. It's basically like I have it in YouTube. Or do I want to make it completely public, where anyone then can access this? So what I'm going to go ahead now is change it back to unlisted and have that. So now what I want to do is copy. I want to share. And I can now have this link for you all. I'm going to put it in the text chat box that you now have access to see it. So, but that's, I'm sharing it, but I'm not really fully collaborating just by sharing it. So what I can also do is have you all become contributors. So I'm going to go ahead and click on contributors, and I can invite you. Now, this is what I want to talk about too with students. So if you want to bring in students, especially if you have students under 13, they do not have to have a Wakelet account to collaborate in any of your Wakelets. If you select a copy code, they can use a QR code. But if you say, for instance, if one of you out there does not have a Wakelet, you didn't have an opportunity to have a Wakelet, you can join just by this copy code. And I'm actually going to click in here the copy code into the chat box and just use those numbers. Now, when you go to wakelet.com, they will ask you in the upper right hand corner about a copy code, and you can take that link and that set of numbers, the code, and put it in, and it does ask for your name. So you do need to have what you want to have your students. Do you want to have the first name and last name, the first name with last initial, which is typical on how you want to do that? And again, like I said, you do have the QR code, or you can copy the link directly. But what is nice is that you can have your students access all of your resources within your Wakelet without having to have an account. So what I'm going to have y'all do now that you can access, that's the copy code, but I will now add the link in here. Right now, I have not seen a limit. I saw a question come up about how many collections you can have. And right now I've made this plenty, and I've seen others that have literally hundreds. So I'm sure there probably is at one point, but I haven't seen it yet.
And Cyndy, there's a follow-up question about collections. Robin is in this meeting and was wondering, how do you nest a collection within a collection? That's maybe a little more advanced, but if you have an opportunity to go over that, that'd be terrific.
Well, that's an excellent question and an excellent segue. So what if you were wanting to bring in resources? Yes, you can nest within a nest. And basically, when your students come in, they can, when anyone comes in, they cannot edit. So I'm having them, that's why it's called more of, I guess, a contributor as opposed to a fully collaborator. No one can come in and change what you have created as the owner of the Wakelet. So I do want to be clear. So if my students are coming in, or if any of y'all are coming in and wanting to be a part of any of this, you can add to, you can contribute to the Wakelet, but you cannot change anything that I have put in there. Are there any questions about that specificity?
I think we're good. And then once you've got people kind of going through this and like people have sort of seen it, we did have another question about just how to get started from the beginning. So if we have an opportunity to go back and start fresh, that'd be
Sure,
true.
let's start fresh again. So I know it's kind of overwhelming, and then I'll start fresh, and then I'm going to show some more examples of from Wakelet and some other resources that you can access. So I am on my home page. I've logged in, and I will start completely fresh with create a new collection. So I'm going to call this one practice. Practice makes perfect. All right, I'm going to add a cover image of, I'm going to choose from the library. And what do they have for practice? Who knows? All right, let's just practice being on our two-wheel bike. All right. And let's go ahead and add a background image. And I'm going to put the beach. Oh, I accidentally clicked on him. Sorry about that. My screen is not fully. Why can't this? There, too long. Okay, so we have that. So now we can write a description. Gathering information. All right. So do we have any questions right there about getting into it? Do we have anyone? All right, let's go ahead and add information here. So again, add text. One thing I like to show that we have, let's go ahead. Let's do some other things here. You can add a headline. And then a subheadline. So I can click on this to go, maybe I want that as my headline 1. I can add right here, so you can add any of information. You can add a link directly within your text as well. So if I want to, of course, if I want to say I work for, that's what we'll do. Technology. Then I can actually highlight it and just add a hyperlink within the text part. So I don't have to have it directly separate. Oh, of course, would be helpful if I put the right address in there. So you can see that it turns green. And so you have all of that access. You also have the ability to add from Google Drive or OneDrive if you're a Microsoft school. So we'll add my paperwork for being the presenter information. So anything and everything, you have that ability to do. and bring in. You can come back and edit. So maybe I don't want to have this, it says add a description optional. So I can put information about the Wakelet session. So you can go in and change. I can even come back and edit that I don't even want. It's just have my name there instead. I mean, so anything you want to do, just because it's labeled that, it doesn't mean you have to stay with that. The other thing I want to point out is that you have the opportunity to change the layout. So I have the media view. You can change it to a grid view if that works best, or even the mood board where you just come through and then have various sections. So this one's not really long enough to fully indicate that particular change. So going through it in that way. All right, any questions?
Lisa had a question about, well, she says, is this one of those tricky free websites where you start loading content and then you have to pay to access certain capabilities? Have you run into any trouble?
I
with
have
that?
not. I have not ran into anything in that way yet. I mean, you know, it's not to say that it won't occur, but I have not seen anything like that. So let's kind of use that to kind of then show how then what they do have. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Surf School. And my favorite information, so this will answer so many questions that you hadn't even thought of yet, is then their educator's guide. So go ahead and you can download that. You have then what I really like what they have done. They just make this fun. I mean, ride the Wakelet wave, be in the surf school. So we have that opportunity to see, you know, how to use it for your personal use, how to share content. They go into more with a classroom discussion. Actually, I have another thing up there too that I was going to talk about that you can see, but collaborating with your PLN. And these are all examples of educators using it. This is not Wakelet putting it together. They have curated information from educators that are using their product. So, so I highly recommend coming back through and going to Surf School. Then they also have the showcase. So you can see how using Wakelet to organize your instruction. So again, it's all about educators helping educators and being that collaborative way that we all are. I mean, I love that it's moved to collaboration. We used to just go somewhere and we'd steal it. We were going to take all that great information. And so now we're collaborating with others across the world. And you have that. Are there any questions about that? Has anyone gone in? I haven't gone back to look and see if anyone is in the session.
We had one more question from Lisa. Does each viewer get to decide which view, or can only the creator change the point of view that people see?
From what I understand, I have not changed that. It's only the creator. Everything I know is that a contributor can come in and add. They can't change anything.
So Robin was asking earlier about nesting a collection within a collection. I don't know if you got to that yet or not.
Yes, you can add that link. So if you have a link for one Wakelet, you can add a link. So say for instance, actually I had one up to do that I found. Copy. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and edit this collection. And I will add it. So a friend of mine had tweeted out about this yesterday, about this Wakelet collection, and I loved it. So I'm gonna go ahead. I thought she had created, I said, you should come in and be a special guest tomorrow morning. And it was just that she had found and was tweeting it out. So if I click, so you have this. So once I go ahead and click done, then you would be able to access and actually see this other Wakelet within the Wakelet. So we're coming through. Thanks, Frederick, for adding. I just love that, their ambassador program. They are amazing. I inadvertently had made 2 Wakelet accounts. I made one like 2 years ago when they first started under my ties address, and then now one with Sourcewell Tech. And I had to combine the 2, and they fixed it like within seconds. It was just absolutely amazing. I can't recommend it even any higher. So now you can see that you can now see that, click to the other Wakelet right there that was from here about creating a virtual classroom. All right, I need more people to come in. Add some resources in here. And what I'm going to do here, you have the code. I'm going to go ahead and share this link again because I want to practice. I want to see y'all adding information into the Wakelet. That's why we're here. Yes. So Tedley asked if, just in case we're watching this later, anyone can add to a collection, but only the owner can remove them. That is correct.
So these are public, like kind of by default for people to add to them. Do I have that right?
No, excellent question to verify. So yes, they can be public. You have that choice. So let's go back in to edit the collection. I have mine listed as unlisted. You can keep it private only to yourself if you have one specifically, or public. They can access it, but they can't make any modifications, especially if it's public and you only want to share it and not even give them contributor rights, then they would only be able to see it. Just very like this other Wakelet here that I brought in that we can see. I can see Lindsay Tube's amazing virtual classroom, but I can save it so I can have it then into my home. So if we have here, I've saved different collections and then adding more and stuff. So it's coming through here. So you can add to those collections. And then you also have, while I'm on here, the group collections. So this is where if I have gone to a collection, so I went to this session, collaborate on Wakelet. So now I am a part of this Wakelet. So you can access the ones that people have given you rights to collaborate on. You have that ability. And so that's indicated on your home screen where it says group collections. So are there any questions?
Lisa was asking if we can add Google Drive links, and I tried to answer that. I think I have it right. I imagine it's like any other link. And then the other thing that I need to say is that we have about 5 minutes left.
Perfect. All right, so back to that real quick. Yes, you can add anything from your Google Drive. Yay, there we go. We had to have, yes, thanks, Mary. So go ahead, I'm gonna click edit collection one more time. So you can bring anything in from your Google Drive. You don't necessarily even have to just get that link. You can go directly to, by clicking the plus sign and then select Google Drive. And then, oh, here, I'm gonna add this one. I meant to add this earlier because this is fantastic. I had it specifically there so I could share it. So I'm gonna go ahead and then click done. To access, oh good, we have the Pear Deck session was great. Where did it go? What I just added. So different people are adding throughout here. So you bring it in directly from there. So we have 3 more minutes. Any other questions? Oh, CEUs. Yes, they will. You fill out the form on the digital summit page. Thought I had that. Oh, I went to the wrong collection. That's why. Monday morning message. So we got to click that real quick. Forgot to bring those in. Going back to Twitter. So we have, I asked that question. So then I can add all the tweets right here. Monday morning message. All right, so we have great things. So I'm going to bring in, I can select all 9 tweets and add directly into my Wakelet. Like I said, I'll get that link fixed for you so you can have access. I did a whole step-by-step in a slide presentation under resources under that website. So you have all that gathering of information. Actually, I'm going to move back to that. So you can see that I have the resources. And now we'll move over to, well, let me show you the resources and then we'll come back to that. So I have the whole presentation right here. And I also wanted to say, make sure you follow Wakelet on Twitter and their blog. It's just excellent. And again, their help desk and support is amazing. So let's move back to where we can go to the session lounge. And then some people have been asking about CEUs, where you can have the form. So again, I have all these links in here. And so we'll fix the link on my presenter page. So you have all this information. But let's go ahead and, you know what, did you add the CEUs, Christy? I can add it right here.
Actually, somebody else helpfully posted that into the chat. So that's in there.
Perfect.
I don't have the link for the Google Meet, actually. So
I will do that. I had that there. I had it all prepared and ready to go.
Thank you.
So until I had technical difficulties, it's so fun. Oh, and then we have the Flipgrid link. Oh no, I don't have the Google Meet link either. I have the Flipgrid one. Put everything in the back. So here we are for this, and I will add this link into chat right now as well. Oh, and Christy already put it, she beat me to it. Awesome. That's why you get paid the big bucks. So make sure that you answer. Are there any other questions?
Good morning, everybody. I'm popping back in. This is Sean, and I'm popping back in just to say thank you so much to all of you that are participating. We've got about 80 people that watched this and participated. What a wonderful job. Monday morning, getting things started. You know, this is all brand new to all of us. And so I have so much respect and admiration and appreciation for everybody who's taking the leap to either participate by watching on this, or in particular to take that leap and present to a Zoom meeting. So Cyndy, thank you very, very much. This is, I don't know how many of these she's done, but she came off like, that was good stuff. And then Christy, she admitted at the beginning of this is the first time she's ever moderated something like this. And so just like for the rest of us, the first time we did something is a pretty common phrase over the past 6 weeks. So I just wanted to make sure to give a special shout out to the two of you for kicking us off on Monday morning, getting us started. Thank you very much. And to all of you that participated by posting questions, hanging out and watching on YouTube, watching from around the world, we're super appreciative of you being here. We cannot emphasize enough that this was just an idea that started 2 weeks ago about a way that we could actually take some opportunity out of this peculiar situation we're in and see what we could do to connect people. So please, I encourage you to jump over to the Flipgrid, post in Flipgrid there. The idea is to be able to connect with each other. Use that Wakelet to get connected to each other, because one of the benefits that we're looking for is keeping this community alive past this initial distance learning emergency, right? We're learning things that we can apply to the rest of our practice going forward. And so connect, connect, connect. We've got two great ways from this session. One is going to the Flipgrid and the other is going to Cyndy's Wakelet. So take your time, pop on over there. And for everybody else, all Summit needs are at that nice little URL, mndlsummit.org. And so you can find Friday's sessions there. You can find your CEUs there. You can find the photo booth there. Lots of fun things available on that site. So check back mndlsummit.org. And a reminder that we have a full day again of sessions. We've got some incredible sessions coming up. I'm thrilled to be a part of this and have the opportunity to share the wonderful, generous work of teachers and educators from around the state of Minnesota. So once again, Cyndy and Christy, thank you much for getting things kicked off today.
Great. Well, could either you or Dave put the link to the Google Meet? I thought I had everything in and I didn't have the link for that one in for us to go over to the Google Meet for everyone.
Yeah, we can pop one in there. Let me grab one
You're
real
awesome
quick.
as always. No, this is fantastic. It's such a, I learned so much on Friday at everybody's session. I still have what we started from Friday morning with our numbers. So this was a lot of fun on Friday and just so many different things. And I've just continued to learn. And that's what's so great about educators, is like you said, we're just collaborative in nature.
Oh. Sean, thank you for posting that link. I will post that in the YouTube as well. We do have to close this room so that the next session can start. So we got to go. We got to end the meeting.
You see Dave in there just before we leave, the last 35 of you and those watching on YouTube Live. Dave's back there, and he is the mastermind behind making this visible for anybody and everybody. So just so people understand, at the top of every hour, Dave, with 2 young children and finals to grade, is popping in and starting these Zoom sessions and getting us to broadcast on live. So a special shout out for Dave. This does not happen without Dave's engineering behind that. So thank you very much.
Oh, I have to say one announcement, Sean. I'm sorry to talk over you, but I just saw him. One of my former students is a history teacher here in Minnesota. He's from Houston as well, and he is up here. This is his first year teaching. So Jason, I'm so glad I just saw your name that's in here. Nothing makes a teacher prouder than having a student follow in their footsteps. So welcome, Jason, and what a year to start teaching. So
Okay,
we'll
wonderful session, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and close the room down. And Renee Peterson, I did leave you a special private chat right there. So please go ahead and take a look at that. I'll be closing out the room very shortly. So if you can copy and paste that.
All right. Okay, stop this thing. Do we have anyone that has moved over here?